Today, I'm going to be taking these apples and making a delicious applesauce. And I will also be preserving the applesauce by steam canning. So if you don't know much about steam canning, check out my video on relish. I'll have it linked up here. In this video, I go through all the steps of steam canning. And if you've never heard me talk about my steam canner before, I absolutely love it. When you're making applesauce, basically anything goes with the type of apple that you prefer. And it's even better if you can mix up the apple variety that you're using a little bit. I have a mixture here of some Cortland, some Gala, a couple of Honeycrisps as well are thrown in there. Just to mix it up, different textures, different flavors. It'll bring your applesauce to a whole new level. This applesauce is really easy to make. So it's just a few ingredients, cooking down your apples, and then canning. Very simple. Plus I have a couple of secret ingredients, maybe not so secret, but anyway, some little special touches that I'm going to be putting in the applesauce to give it a little bit of extra flavor. So what we need to do first is to peel and to core and to cut up our apples. I have a solution here prepared of lemon juice and water just to prevent the apples from browning while I get these all cut up. I have about 7 pounds of apples here. Some people do this with a vegetable peeler. I just prefer doing it with a knife. I probably have more waste because of that, but you want to cut them up fairly evenly so that they cook quicker. I cut them in small enough pieces so that they cook evenly and they cook quicker. Now that I've gotten all my apples ready, I'm going to transfer them over to my saucepan. I'm not worried about the lemon juice that's in my apples because I am going to be adding some lemon juice to this once they're cooked anyways to increase the acidity for the canning process. To this saucepan, we're going to add 1 cup of water. You only want to add enough water to prevent your apples from sticking to the bottom and to kind of help them cook down a little bit. So 1 cup of water to your saucepan. Now I know I said that we're not adding anything to the applesauce quite yet because we want to wait till the end to add the sugar if you want to add sugar or any special spices. However, I will be adding a little special something right now just to make sure that I give it enough time to really infuse the flavors inside of the applesauce, and that is my vodka infused vanilla beans. So I am going to scrape out the beans from inside, or kind of squeeze out the beans from inside the vanilla bean, add them to my apples, and then I will throw these in the pot and let them cook down with the apples just to infuse that nice vanilla flavor inside of the applesauce. So I am going to squeeze it directly into my apples just to make sure that I don't lose any of this. Right into, I don't know if you can see that falling in there. And it'll blend better once the apples are starting to cook down. I've got some on my hands. Can't waste it. So now let's bring this over to the stovetop and cook down our apples. Alright, so the apples are simmering nicely, so we're going to let this cook down somewhere around 15 to 20 minutes before we do anything else to it, so we're just going to be patient and let that cook down. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but you can use apples. They don't have to be freshly picked from the orchard to make your applesauce, or if you come across a great sale on apples, if you have some apples that have been hanging around in your fridge and nobody's eating them and they're getting a little soft, and those are actually perfect for making applesauce. So you don't have to wait until the fall, and actually I haven't, and I went to the store and I bought a few and I took a few that I had in my fridge. So any kind of apple is actually good as long as they're not spoiled. They're perfect for making applesauce. Now that this has been cooking for probably around 10 minutes and my apples are getting soft, what I want to add is actually a cinnamon stick. So if you prefer like a stronger cinnamon flavor to it, you can add real cinnamon at the end, not right away, but I just want to put this in for a few minutes to give it a little bit of hint of the cinnamon. I really want the vanilla flavor to come through and not so much the cinnamon, but I kind of do want a little bit of that cinnamon as well. So I'm going to add a cinnamon stick for the last few minutes of the cooking process, just to give it that little extra hint of cinnamon. All right, so my applesauce is cooked. So I'm just going to take it off of the heat for a minute and remove the cinnamon sticks and the vanilla beans, hiding in there somewhere. Now I'm going to run an immersion blender in the applesauce just to get it to a nice smooth texture, consistency, before adding anything else to it. Okay, I'm going to start warming up my canner. I've already got the water in there. That's my steam canner. Now before I add anything more to my applesauce, I'm going to set a little bit aside for my grandson who loves apples and is now eating solids. Now, because we're canning this, we have to make sure that the acidity levels are safe. So to the applesauce, we are adding 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. As well, I tasted it. I'm not a huge fan of applesauce, but I find it's almost sweet enough as it is. It's actually really good. It depends on how tart your apples are, but I'm just going to add like a little 1/4 cup of brown sugar to this just to sweeten it a little bit. And stir that in. And this is where you can add your nutmeg if you like nutmeg, or if you want to add more cinnamon, if you want more of that stronger cinnamon flavors to it. So this is where you would add that in. Now remember, we're canning this. I know some people add some butter to your applesauce to make it even creamier, but you can't do that if you're canning it. If you're just going to freeze it or leave it in the fridge and eat it all right away, no problem, add your butter. So you want to turn the heat on again. This has to be really piping hot to put in your jars, and actually it's recommended to continue boiling it while you're adding it to your jars. I'm not going to do that because I prefer doing it over there so you can see better. So I'm just going to get this back up to a simmer, and then we'll be ready to can, and by then my canner should be warmed up. All right, my canner is nice and warm. I'm going to go get my applesauce and my jars from the canner. So we are going to spoon this into the jars, or ladle this into the jars, leaving a 1/2 inch headspace, so a 1/2 inch before we get to the top. It smells absolutely delicious. You can really get that cinnamon scent, the vanilla. If you don't have an immersion blender, you can also use a food processor to smoothen your applesauce. I don't have enough for another full jar, so I'm just going to put it in a bowl in a minute and put it in the fridge to enjoy right away. So the next thing we need to do is to clean the rims of our jars. You want to do this with water. Make sure that the rims are nice and clean so that the caps can seal on the jars. Place your caps on your jars, center them, and add your rings on just fingertip tight. Don't over tighten them. Now let's transfer the jars over to the canner. Now that we have our jars in the canner, we're just going to put the cover on, increase the heat, and bring this to the appropriate temperature for your altitude. So when you look on the dial of your steam canner, you'll see that it's color coded. So you just need to figure out where you are. I know I have to get to the green section on my steam canner. That's where I need to be. Once I get to there, then I time this for 20 minutes. "20 minutes are up. We're going to turn off the heat. We're going to let it sit 5 minutes in the pot before removing the cover." All right, so now let's take the cover off. So let's just remove our jars. admire our product. Now these jars have to sit untouched, unmoved for 24 hours. Once the 24 hours are up, you can remove the ring. Let me get one. You can remove the ring from the jar. Don't store it with the rings on top. Always write as well on top of the jar what it is you canned and when you made it. They'll stay good in a nice, dark, dry environment for at least a year. I hope you enjoyed this content. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you do, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and be sure to check back again soon to see what other content I will have coming out.